What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Thanks for stopping by. Today's video, we are on the test server here, and we get a first playthrough at the brand new Glisheah Soulguide right here in the Sacred Order here. Awesome looking champion. One of the best looking champions in the game for sure. She's definitely jaw-droppingly, beautiful, right? Obviously. Very nice looking champion, and yeah, she was a hot pile of garbage when she was introduced, and now she has been upgraded, buffed, and rebalanced into something much more. So let's check out her kit here real quick. 1500 base defense, 100 base speed, a little bit low on the base speed here, especially with her kit. Let's check out her kit here. A1, attack one enemy, 50% chance, 70% chance when fully booked of landing freeze for one turn. Also applies a debuff spread, taking all debuffs from the target and placing them on all enemies under freeze. So a little bit of a conditional debuff spread here. It does take all debuffs, which is nice, and that is the most recent upgrade to her. 70% chance to freeze is actually not too bad, but that's going to be her A1. Her A2 got a huge rework. 3-turn cooldown now. Got damage here, which is kind of weird, but that is what it is. Attacks all enemies, steals all buffs from all enemies. That's awesome. So it's a attack steal. Unfortunately, it does have chance to weak hit here, and then places a weaken debuff. So she can weak hit, and then this stuff can all fail off, which is a little bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. But this is a huge buff to what it currently was. And then her A3, another huge buff here on Everwinter. 4-turn cooldown when fully booked. Places block debuffs on her whole team. Then places freeze on all enemies, and then fills the turn meter of all allies by 15%. Fills the turn meter of each ally by 5 extra percent for each freeze debuff placed by this skill. So that's, in arena, that's 4, so that's 35% each ally. I mean, that's a big turn meter boost if she can land all of it. All this stuff requires accuracy, so the strip, weaken, freeze on the A1 requires accuracy, so you must build accuracy in her kit for her to do stuff. Passive, timeless. This champion's skills cannot be put on cooldown. That's really good. Obviously, there's not many champions that have this kind of immunity to cooldown reduction. Whenever an enemy tries to put this champion's skills or an ally's skills on cooldown, places a freeze debuff on that enemy. This debuff cannot be blocked or resisted. Really nice. Now we have to see whether this will bite us in the butt with the wand of submission, right? If we get wanded with our own freeze, that's gonna be pretty bad. Also has a 50% chance of denying the cooldown increase effect. That was pretty standard with her kit. That chance increases 25% for each enemy under a freeze debuff, so it could theoretically go up to 100% chance of denying the effect, which is amazing. Will not deny cooldown increasing effects from bosses. That makes sense. Whenever an enemy tries to put this champion skills or an ally skill on cooldown, instantly give a instant turn effect on this champion occurs once per turn. Now, this is a big addition to this passive. It makes her way more viable in a lot of different spots. But yeah, awesome. Huge upgrade to her kit. Makes her instantly decent, instantly good, I would say. But let's build her out and test her in some content, and let's see if we are surprised. All right, guys, so this is my Glisheah Soulguide here, and this is the build I have on her. Obviously, I have some pretty endgame gear on her. You guys don't have to have this level of gear, but the big thing to prioritize on her is speed and accuracy. Technically, even speed, you don't even need to prioritize if you're using her specifically for this passive into lockout teams. So if you basically bring her with no speed, she gets an instant turn, and then if you just give her accuracy, she will still get her turn and still be able to apply her debuffs. But the main thing for her, she needs accuracy to do all that stuff that she wants to do. Now, in terms of overall gear stats, we have 355 speed, 576 accuracy here. 3-star blessed, so somewhere in the middle. Definitely gaining some stats on the 5-star would be really good. 75 accuracy there. She is defense based, so her defense is a little bit on the high side, but that's all good. In terms of gear sets, we are rocking a supersonic set with a pinpoint set. So the pinpoint will protect her from, for example, random sheeps, for example, because she does land a bunch of debuffs with her freezes. The supersonic set will give her a chance to cut in against buff heavy teams, which gives her a little bit more chance to get some value from this ability, the steal ability here. Also, it might give her an opportunity to use the freeze as well. But I would say the Supersonic is definitely a luxury set. The Pinpoint set, I think, is pretty important for her because of her debuffs that she lands, just to protect her a little bit. But honestly, if you don't have any of these sets, a standard 1-turn Stone Skin would work, or if you have no sets at all, just speed and accuracy would work totally fine. In terms of relics, I went with Temporal Stagnator here, just to give her an opportunity to kind of disrupt the enemy a little bit, just in case she does weak hit. Accuracy and speed are very good for a temporal stagnator. At level 12, we have a 35% chance of removing, stealing, converting buffs, or increasing a skill's cooldown when landing a weak hit. Just kind of protect her a little bit. It's not the best. You could take wand would be totally fine. I just want to try this relic out here. I like the gem selection on this. It's basically like a perfect setup for this champion. Turn meter increase by 3% whenever wearer fails to land debuff. That might happen pretty frequently. Increases the wearer's speed by 5 for each enemy under active freeze. Right, we got freeze here. And then the wearer's accuracy increases by 30 when removing buffs. So this gem's going to get a lot of value, this epic gem here, the bow, because she does have a strip ability on her A2. But yeah, lots of different relics will work on her. Like I said, prioritize accuracy and speed. In terms of blessing, I did go with temporal chains, a little bit of disruption here with the decreased speed. Going with a banner would be totally fine as well. I think those would probably be the main blessings you would go for. As for the masteries, this is kind of what we went for. We went for accuracy, just because it's very important for her. And then we went for basically turn meter stuff, as well as cycle of magic, turn meter stuff, lasting gifts for her block debuffs. And her A1 is actually a decent value as well with the freeze and then debuff spread. I think these are pretty standard. All right, so here's my build on her. Let's take her into some arena content and see how well she performs there. All right, so we got this team here. I decided to pair her up with Gurgle, which is kind of interesting because Gurgle lands freezes himself. So they do have a little bit of free synergy, so this is a decent spot for her. We have CP here for a turn meter boost, and then we have Wukong here for our damage. Now, her kit is totally usable in wave-based content, but it definitely is very, very good, at least on paper, for PvP content. So this is where we want to spend most of our time testing her out. Let's jump into this fight here and see how well we can do. Turn off auto. All right, so we go first, and Glisheah is going to go. Let's see if we can strip and steal and weaken. Let's see if we can do that. And we do. We steal 1 stone skin. We drop a couple weakens as well. Gurgo is going to come in with the freeze and decrease defense. And then that's going to be... Oh, here comes the Rotos. And is that going to be all she wrote? Okay, Rotos is wreaking havoc. Oh, Lord. It's the Rotos show again? Oh, no. Okay. Places block debuff on all allies for 2 turns. Has a chance to freeze. Fills turn meter. Okay. Okay, this is what we need to do. We need to freeze this guy. Actually, this is not a hit. Okay, so let's hit. Bring him down 50%. Okay, we got another chance here. Okay, let's freeze him again. Okay. Is this enough? Can we stun him? There we go. There we go. All right, that should be it. There we go. We got the job done here. A little bit scary, but nice to have the A1 option for the 70% freeze there. All right, let's try this team here. And this is going to be a team where we intentionally get ourselves locked out. Let's see what Glisheah can do when you're facing a team that's going to lock you out. Okay, so let's see what we can do. Should be interesting. This is the big test here. So HP burn, got turn meter boost. And then I'm not too sure what happened. I'm not too sure what happened. Glisheah gets a turn. I don't know if we get locked out. But let's do the A2. We stole some stuff. And then we get locked out. And then we get an extra turn. It looks like we cut in. My fault. We cut in because of the supersonic set. Stole their stuff. Got locked out. And then we got instant turn again. So pretty dang awesome here. So now we can play block debuffs on everybody and then freeze everybody and then get some turn meter on everybody. So let's check that out here. Oh yeah, looks pretty good. We did get locked out, so we did not prevent that from happening. Her passive only gives us a 50% chance of preventing it from happening. So that's a little bit of a bummer. So the rest of the team is locked out here. So that kind of sucks. But it is what it is. We are still able to clean up. As soon as we transform, we'll be able to kill this team off without any issues. But yeah, that's really interesting to see. That's really interesting to see. So we saw the supersonic set in action. Let's try that again. Try again. So CP goes first. We got the supersonic set going on here. This is like the perfect team for Glisheah to come into with this build, because the supersonic set takes advantage of CP's buffs. And then she's also immune to the cooldown lockout from the Warlord, and it gives her an extra turn, which is amazing. So here comes the steal. And of course, she's positive affinity to everybody too, which is, this is like the perfect team here. So thank you, Hell Hades, for that. Perfect team set up here. And then we got the block debuffs, and then the full team gets frozen. And yeah, we're, at this point, it's just home free. Empress transforms, kills everybody, and then that's the end of the game. We didn't have to go first, which is amazing. Obviously, Supersonic set here is great. You could have her role be basically somebody like Fabian with the Supersonic set. Would have had similar results, because a Supersonic set lockout Crixia, Armand's, Fabian would have came in after Sifi and then shut down the team potentially. But I think she is a viable option. She's also different affinity. She's force affinity, right? So it's very interesting. I like that. It worked out pretty well against that team. Let's see. Let's try this team. Let's try Ian's team here. Yeah, let's see what happens. The Supersonic set's going to be less effective here because there's no CP, so most likely won't be able to cut in. Let's see where this goes. Where's the instant turn go? Oh, wow. It's a really slow team. Okay, so let's steal stuff. Okay, stealing stuff. Yep, we stole Stone Skin. Oh my. That's interesting. I mean, I guess because there's so much Stone Skin, like the chances of stealing Stone Skin is nice. I don't know. And now it's basically home free. Like, we already won the fight at this point. So I think this team just wasn't set up properly. Perhaps maybe it had no gear or something like that. Now, obviously, she works really well in go first teams, but we did show that she kind of can work as a go second team, especially with the Supersonic set that we showed. But without the Supersonic set, it still would have worked out pretty well. Let's try. For some reason, there's not too many teams with Locka. I mean, let's try this team here against Farbstav's team. So he's going to go first. Again, the Supersonic set's going to be really good here. Going to take advantage of the CP buffs. Okay, so he actually locked us out first and then got frozen. That's pretty sweet. And then we get that instant turn because of her passive. So it has a 50% chance of denying the cooldown. Let's see if that actually worked. And then they instantly get frozen, which is awesome. So it cannot be blocked or resisted. And then we get the instant turn. So let's come back here, steal their stuff. Yes, we stole their stuff. Let's freeze their guys. Oh, resisted. Let's decrease defense. And then it's home free. At this point, it's home free. So yeah, it worked out really well. Let's try that again really quick. Really quick here. This time we didn't have to go first. And I think we didn't even cut in. Let's see here again. The Sifi goes, or the Warlord goes. The Warlord goes first. The Warlord goes first. Doesn't have Stone Skin. Locks us out. And then gets frozen himself. Not blockable and all that. And then we come in, steal their stuff. Or we try to steal their stuff. And try to freeze them. And then they get one. And then just the wand show at this point. Okay, that's pretty interesting. I mean, I kind of like it. I kind of think it's definitely going to be way more useful than it was before. I mean, way more useful for sure. Now I'm just looking for a team here that might actually work out for us. I mean, this team probably okay. Similar situation. Yumiko is gonna go for a lockout. I don't know if I'm faster. I might be faster than the Yumiko, but let's have a look. And I might not have enough resistance to deal with this team. I know YST's team is pretty quick. No, sorry, quite high in resistance, so I might not be able to deal with this, but let's see here. Also negative affinity here as well. Okay, so we definitely did not have enough to deal with that. Gurgo, nope. Nope. Big troubles now. Big troubles now. Can we get rid of some of this stuff? Okay, so freeze, block debuffs, turn meter fill. So we can freeze a couple of them. Nope. Can't freeze it. Nope. This Duchess is a little bit much. All right. There we go. The Yumiko used the lockout. Now we got the turn. All right. Now we can come back in, steal and weaken. Okay. This time we didn't weak hit or anything like that. Is it over? No. It's over now. She counterattacked and then froze the Carnage, which is pretty massive. With parry? Oh no, it's not over. Freeze doesn't work against her because she has high resistance. But should be over here. Oh, debuff spread. That would have been pretty nice to see. Just didn't work out there for us. And that's it. All right. I mean, not too bad. She's definitely a viable kind of support, kind of disruption champion there. She has a lot going on in her kit. Now, we haven't seen her get wanded or anything like that, but maybe because the gear sets kind of hedge against some of that negative from having so many debuffs. Let's do one more fight here. All right, let's take a shot here at this team. Obviously, this team is pretty insane. +3, +4 mythical, 6-star fully blessed, etc., etc. So let's see if we can actually make a dent here against this team. See how well Glisheah actually performs. Okay, so we go first. We're actually the fastest, 355. We do have the bigger speed aura, so that probably contributed a little bit. Okay, let's steal and yeah, let's steal and weaken. Let's see what we can do. And we actually get some of it. Stone skin there. We get locked out, but then we were frozen. So I assume we got wanded. And then the lockout gave us the instant turn, but because we were frozen, we didn't get the turn. So that's probably what happened. So not ideal, not ideal situation. And let's see here. Let's get out of her. And then we'll do this. Sheep. Okay, can we kill stuff? Hey, Marichka's alive. Oh my god. Okay, so it all comes back. Yep, and we got wanded there again. There we go. We got wanded there again. All right, do we get a turn here? All right, Donnie showing he's insane. Donnie's showing he's insane, guys, with the cleanse and Terminator booster. Great job from Donatello. But yeah, honestly, she's not too bad, right? Glisheah's not doing too bad here, but I think she fills in a role that's kind of crowded. I think even for most like non-spenders, low spenders, Armans, Fabian, they all kind of fit that kind of role for Glisheah. I do like her. I like the instant turn effect. I think that part of her kit is probably the strongest part of her kit that people probably should look at. In terms of overall like disruption, I think she's not as straightforward to use or straightforward effective as like Fabian, for example. But you know, her kit is very good still. So the instant turn effect when she gets locked out can be used to the advantage, to her advantage, right? So when you're drafting, if you're drafting her in PvP, you could technically use her as a lockout kind of counter, perhaps, because I think she brings enough disruption that once she gets a turn, she can definitely take advantage of it. Too bad this was not a straight cleanse. If it was just a straight cleanse with the freeze, that would be way crazier than the way it is right now. But this is still a great ability, and I think this ability is equally amazing as well. You saw how often she actually stole stone skin from everybody, mainly because she's hitting everybody and they probably have stone skin on, so the odds of stealing it is probably not too bad. But the buff steal, very, very nice. Now, like I said, in terms of builds, speed and accuracy is all you really need on her. I would say maybe a stone skin set would be fine, since stone skin gives you a chance to get a turn. Pinpoint's also very good. Pinpoint did protect her a couple times from freezing, getting returned back to her, for example. And since she lands so many debuffs, she does have the chance to get sheeped. So Pinpoint does protect her from that a little bit as well. So I do recommend using that set. Anyways, guys, that's going to be this showcase here on Glisheah Soulguide. Like I said, she's brand new, upgraded, updated for December 2025. And I think she's great. I think she's going to play very good in a lot of areas. Definitely for Faction Wars, she's going to be top for control in that faction. Also one of the few champions that brings block debuffs in that faction as well. So if you guys got her, I would say definitely use her. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about this showcase. Do you guys have any suggestions or any cool ways that you guys are using Glisheah yourselves? Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button if you guys are interested in more future content. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. Appreciate you guys. Have a great day. Bye bye for now.